Friday before Shabbat. In the Ukraine, of course, we have many, many surprises. Some of the surprises are obviously very unfortunate, and the other surprises are actually something that make you feel proud. I really am surprised that Putin decided to invade the entire of the Ukraine rather than just invade the parts of the Ukraine that he believed belonged to him. Or what I see now that obviously he's trying to rebuild the Tsarist Russian Empire, of course, with him as a czar, which is kind of funny considering he doesn't look like a czar. As a matter of fact, he looks like a crazy middle-aged man that's been challenged by his own people. I understand that thousands of his people have been jailed because they have decided that they are against the war in the Ukraine. I know Ukrainians are suffering from the Russian bombardment. Over 1 million Ukrainians are on their way out. According to the latest news, I've heard that there are going to be corridors which will allow the Ukrainians to leave. That means that if Russia continues this invasion, there'll be bodies, destroyed buildings, destroyed nuclear power plants, and there won't be any people left in there. And that's exactly what he'd like to happen. And by this, I mean that he could then rebuild and colonize. The question is, will he survive this big mistake inside of Russia itself? Now, Russia could very easily depose him. It's just to squeeze the trigger away, a heartbeat away, and he's gone. The question is, who will replace him? The second question is, how did NATO and the United States allow this to happen? It should have been opposed from the very beginning. Massive troop movements should have supported the Ukrainians. NATO tanks, American tanks. America should have taken the control of the skies. And when he said, Mr. Putin, that he was putting his nuclear alert on standby notice, we should have done the exact same. We have plenty of tactical nuclear missiles located in the NATO countries. All right, so this is brinksmanship. But what about brinksmanship? I lived through the great years of the conflict between Kennedy and Khrushchev. That was brinksmanship. That was brinksmanship because now we found out that they had missiles in Cuba and probably armed with nuclear warheads. I remember going to bed that night, and we were told before we left school, there may not be school the following day. They actually, some of them were pessimistic of the teachers said there may not be anything starting tomorrow. Well, brinksmanship can go either way. Brinksmanship can go to all-out war, or it can go to mutual retreat and reconsideration. But without brinksmanship, it's just a war of attrition and a constant expanding of the forces on the ground. Do I think Russia could crush the Ukraine? Of course. The question would be, we didn't crush Vietnam and we didn't crush Afghanistan. And if the people, as the people in Vietnam and the people in Afghanistan have shown us, if the people will continue to fight a guerrilla warfare, it will bleed Russia dry, which is a good thing, right? I don't know. It would be better if Russia would just replace its leader and start becoming more democratic. But then, well, with Biden in charge, Biden in charge means that the world has no leadership. I'm hoping that in 2022, the Republicans will chase out all these liberals. And I'm hoping also that in 2024, President Trump will get 4 more years. We shall see. So for now, I'm wishing you all Shabbat Shalom from Israel. This is David Ramati. signing off. Let's see if I can find how to turn the damn thing off. Let's see.